Guys, it is snowing. I just woke up from my nap. I just woke up from my nap. I gotta go in for work, and I don't know, what time is it here? It's 8:50. I want to do a quick video here. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I just read an article before I came home from work. Woo! That's an article on Bang Shift. Bangshift.com. I believe it was written by Brian Loans. Brian Loans is he's one of the announcers for NHRA. I first met him back in 2013. He was doing Hot Rod Magazine's Drag Week. That's when that was in my first real magazine and stuff like that. I had the first publication about the stretchy truck and whatnot, and that was a pretty cool deal. For a kid at that age, I was like 20, 21 years old, 100% self-funded by bad decisions. Working at a coffee shop, I believe I was at the time, part-time at a machine shop, doing everything I could to be able to do that deal. So I sold a bunch of stuff, sold a car that I freaking loved, my little twin turbo SM Blazer, to be able to go do that deal, and that was a really cool thing. I love Drag Week. Spent a lot of years doing Drag Week. It's like my main event for the year, from all the way from 2013 to 2017, 2018, whatever it was. That was my main event that I worked all year for, and that's a pretty cool deal. But Brian Loans, if you don't follow him on the social media and stuff like that, you should. This guy's got a wealth of knowledge beyond words. The guy is freaking, talk about not just in the automotive field, in mechanics field, not necessarily mechanics like working on cars and stuff like that, but his knowledge in the automotive and freaking, he knows stuff about airplanes and freaking ships and a bunch of crazy stuff. But the real question is, the article that I read that I want to ask you is drag racing dead or alive? Now, it's debatable, right? So like some of the no prep stuff we were doing, man, there's times we're at the track and there's 150 people at the starting line really watching this stuff. 150 people. I mean, for small time no prep racers, we're definitely not famous or nothing like that. But man, we had people at our pit spot literally 24/7. If the car was in the pit spot, we had someone at the thing, and not just one or two people. We had 5 people at the trailer, the whole freaking race, and it was exciting. But I believe as racers we need to do better. As racers, we need to make it a better experience for the fans. Okay, I wrote down some little jot notes on my lunch break, and it's a couple things I want to talk about right here. So, you know, the diversity of drag racing is huge, right? I'll break it down to basically 4 main categories, right? We got prep racing, heads up like prep racing and stuff like that. Then we got no prep racing. Then we got the index and bracket racing, and then we got radial racing. And I think all of them have their ups and downs as far as fan experience. Okay, like the prep racing back in the early '90s to mid 2000s, all the way up to like 2010. It was exciting. Like, I mean, it was good. Heads up racing, action packed, cars going down the strip, you know, over and over and over. It was exciting. There was great events just about every weekend within a reasonable distance from wherever anyone lived, and they could go out there and for, you know, their $15, $20 entrance fee, they could go out there and they could watch a damn good show. Now, times are changing now with like, especially like that's 2020 for example. This year, the fan base has diminished, partially because of Corona, partially because of just the way the world is changing. A lot of people are staying home and watching stuff on their social media pages, or sitting home and not going to the races. Let's be honest about it. The no prep stuff, I believe like Redemption No Prep Series was one of the first no prep series that really started taking off after the start of Street Outlaws, and maybe it was just before that. But it's exciting, you know. There's cars spinning the tires half track, doing wheelies, doing this, doing that. It's action packed, and it was non-stop action from the beginning of the race to the end of the race. It was action, 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 right? Now you got index and bracket racing. Um, it's definitely a smaller fan base in my opinion, but the fan base is true. They're diehards. The people that really understand it really enjoy it, and they go out there and they spectate. But it's mostly a racer's race. I mean, like, let's be honest about it. Bracket racing is a little bit confusing. People wonder, why did this car make it to the finish line first and not win? Why did this car leave a second in front of this other guy? Index racing. Let's say they're racing, whatever, index racing. Like, let's say a 990 index. Why did they accelerate real fast? Then the car just like shuts off for a second or two, and then they accelerate again. People don't understand that stuff, and it's confusing to them. And I believe it's hard for fans and stuff like that to get attached to that and to gain the knowledge of why bracket racing is what it is. Not saying bracket racing doesn't take talent. Those guys are very, very smart, and they really know their projects. They really know their cars. They know their systems, and they know what affects different things on it. Now, let's talk about radial racing. Radial racing early on was freaking exciting. Like, exciting. Radial racing was cool as hell. Radial racing was just freaking awesome. I mean, you got cars going out and doing half-track wheelies. You got cars doing some wild, wild stuff. And as a fan, that's exciting. You want to see action. You want to see things that are abnormal. You want to see, you want to hear the sounds. You want to feel the feels. Just like watching a nitro car, right? You get on the starting line and you feel that power. You feel the exhaust energy. You feel the strength and everything of the engine. It's just cool. You hear it. It shakes the ground. Like, literally, it's wild, wild stuff. Just like jet cars and this and that. They have the wow factor. Radial racing had the wow factor. But now you're getting to the times where, money and whatnot. I mean, let's say it's competition, right? Competition is driven by either egos or personal self-satisfaction. You gotta be a little bit nuts to do this stuff. I mean, for me, it's in my blood. I love this stuff. It is what it is. I'll do it to the day I die. I've made what other people would say some bad decisions to be able to do this stuff. Not that I've done like bad things in life, but hell, I work 80, 100 hours a week to be able to go racing and stuff like that. But to me, that's what makes me tick. I love this stuff. So that's why Hustlin' Horsepower is named Hustlin' Horsepower. I love this stuff, and I live for it. But with any type of big, any type of racing, right? Things advance. Things advance. Radial racing, for example, is probably the fastest growing or accelerating sport there is in drag racing now. The version, rather, and the amount of technology, the amount of money that it takes to be at the front line. You could set a record this week, and 2 weeks later, that record's not yours. It's a very fast advancing sport. Not necessarily from just the engine power and the engine technology, but you got tire technology and you got track prep. And track prep's another big thing that I'd like to talk about. Track prep at the Radial Racing, Brian Loans touched on this from Bankshift. If you haven't read that article, I definitely highly recommend going on Bankshift and reading this article. But it's literally almost a 50-50% time between the cars on the track doing cool stuff to watching the track prep. These radial cars are freaking flying. They're going 350s in the 8th at well over 200 miles an hour. It's fast. But a lot of these cars are no longer doing the half-track wheelies. They're not doing a lot of cool stuff they used to do. And people that used to be the front runners, that people used to really bond to, right? That were the front runners 5 years ago, can't necessarily, they're at the lower end of the qualifying ladder and this, that, and that. Because it's such an advancing sport. And you got people coming in, you got these big payouts. Donald Long, like the Ducks race and stuff like that. There's some massive, massive payouts. So you get people from other genres of racing coming in to compete. And that's great. It's great for the sport. It advances the sport really fast. But what does that do for the fans? What does that do for the other racers? And that's a question I want to ask. Is racing dead or alive? Is it growing at a pace that's going to keep things going? Or is it growing at a pace where the fans are losing the action that they have? And this is where I think racers need to come in and add to the fan experience. And this is one thing that I'm doing. If you haven't heard about my junior dragster program that I'm starting, I'm going out and I'm buying a junior dragster, and it's going to make this car not be done as fast. Financially, I'm paying for this junior dragster out of my own pocket, and I'm going to donate it to a family that couldn't afford to go out racing. And I feel that I need to set an example for other racers, not necessarily to go out and buy a junior dragster and donate it to a family, but for people to start giving back to the fans that support what we do. Guys, if it was only us funding our own racing, if there wasn't fans backing it, we're not going to have a racetrack to go to. And don't get me wrong, I like the other stuff, the extracurricular activities we do too on the non-sanctioned racetracks, I guess you could say. But I love that stuff. I really do. It's exciting to me. It's a whole nother element to tuning and driving and so on and so forth. But we need to do better at giving back to the fans. If we only did the race at extracurricular activities on non-sanctioned tracks, if you get what I'm saying, if we only did that stuff, the fan base is only going to be virtual. We won't be able to interact with our fans. We won't be able to interact with the people that want to see or know what we're doing. Human-to-human interaction is important, and I think that we need to do better in between rounds, in between races. When we first get to the racetrack, us as racers need to make the fans feel more important. Not only for our sake, but for the racetrack's sake, for the sport's sake. We need to start investing our time back into the people that come out and spend their money to come watch us race. The economy is tough, and people need to feel appreciated. I don't care in any way, shape, or form. The fans need to feel appreciated, and we need to do what we can to give back to the fans. It doesn't matter if you go and offer them friggin' a pop. And how much is a friggin' case of pop nowadays, right? If they're coming by your pit hanging out, offer them a pop. Make them feel welcome to the racetrack, okay? I hate when I see people, a little kid, walking down past the cars, looking at them from 15 feet away because they're afraid to approach a racer. Guys, that's wrong. Get a grip on yourselves. If you don't want to let your kid in the car, like the last video I talked about, I had a kid come in my car one time, and he ripped out the trans brake wiring. Okay, I go to make my pass, I got no trans brake. I lost the race, okay? It is what it is. You know what I mean? To me, it is what it is. I look at it at the bigger picture of things. I look at it, what's best for the sport, what's best for this, what's best for this. I was that little kid one time, and I remember jumping in cars and this and that, and people letting me go in there and playing around. And that's why I am who I am. That's why Hustlin' Horsepower is what Hustlin' Horsepower is. And that's why I started doing these YouTube videos, to start doing this stuff and start bringing this all to life for you. But guys, we need to do better as fans. If you don't want to let the kid in your car, at least bring him up here and start talking to him. Make him feel appreciated. I mean, we just ordered, I gotta leave for work in 4 minutes here, guys, for my overtime shift. But that's why I ordered an extra 40 kids t-shirts, 30, 40 kids t-shirts on this order. I plan on just giving them away when we're at the racetrack. If a kid's very interested in coming to check out the car, I'm going to take a t-shirt, I'm going to give it to him. I mean, that costs money out of my own pocket, but it's an investment into the sport, guys. We need to make our fans feel appreciated, whether they're young kids, whether they're older guys. There's a lot of people that come out to the track that are 30, 40, 50 years old that don't know what racing is, and they ask questions that might make you say, like, questions that aren't necessarily overly knowledgeable. Guys, don't look at these people sideways. It pisses me off. It really does. These people are out here supporting our tracks that we race at. These people are out here supporting our events. These people are out here supporting everything we work so hard for. We need to do better for the racers. And guess what? I feel drag racing is going to die if we don't step up as racers and do this deal. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher financially. I mean, we lost the 30 this year, and I got to work my damn gonads off to be able to freaking get a car together for this coming year. I mean, it's been a lot of work. The people that have bought products from us have helped tremendously. People that have bought merchandise from us have helped tremendously. But I'm still working, 3 overtimes a week and doing my side jobs so I could get a car together. But we need to invest back into our sport. Otherwise, it's not going to be there. So, guys, that's just a little bit of a rant that I had. Yeah. So, guys, basically this thing is, drag racing is not going to be what drag racing is if we keep on ignoring our fans. we got to do better for them. You know, entertainment in between rounds, this or that. If the kids are walking by, let them in the car. Let them in. Let them teach them about what we're doing. Let them look at your laptop and what you're doing for tuning wise. Show them around. Show them around the car. Explain things to them. You don't have to get overly technical if it's a 5-year-old kid. But hey, let them learn the thing. Let them get involved in it in any way, shape, and form. If you don't want to put the kid in the car and have them work out your trans brake button, I don't recommend it. But hey, for me, it still has. I still enjoy it. A kid's day was made when I had him sit in the car and pretend to drive the thing. Okay, it made his freaking day. It made me lose the race, but it made his day. So guys, it's 9:06. Maddy started the car up for me. I gotta go, but I'm gonna try to get this video up for tomorrow. It is December 16th at 9 o'clock at night. I gotta be to work in 24 minutes, so I gotta get out of here. But guys, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe to the Hustlin' Horsepower page. I just wanted to take a quick break from doing this this video here on the build series of this 33 Dodge that I'm building. Twin turbo big block Chevy rat rod. It's gonna be one of the fastest rat rods there ever done was. This thing's gonna be a bad daddy-o. We're gonna run some big tire, small tire, no prep racing. We're gonna put radials on it. Hell, I might even bracket race this thing. We're gonna have some fun with it. Hell, I might even do some sand drags with it. I haven't told anyone about that, but yeah, I got some Viking Performance shocks with a whole lot of suspension travel in it. I might jack this car up a couple inches, and we might put this thing in sand dunes to do some sand racing or something like that. I don't know. I'm wild. I just want to have fun. I love racing. I love every aspect of racing. I respect every aspect of racing. But guys, we need to do better as fans. So thank you guys. I need to get out of here. I gotta go make some money so we can get back to working tomorrow. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow along on this build. Go back and watch some of the videos. Look what we started with. This thing's gonna be a bad daddy. Thank you guys.